So today I want to talk about the brand new Roxon collars that they have come out with in the Mini Flex Companion. Just go over what Roxon is offering, why they are such a good value, and then I want to move on and discuss some of the other competitors in this segment, not necessarily just this small size, but even some of the larger sizes that I find pretty fascinating that are newer models. So let's talk about Roxon. Now, one of the things that I was very impressed with is that Roxon is even updating their packaging. So I really like how they're trying to be more premium. They're talking about 25-year warranty, and you could tell that Roxon is really upping their game with this tool right here. And I forget how to even, there we go. We actually slide it out like so. And this is the orange model that I got. And then we can dump this out. We have the silver box. We have this, the instructions. You do get the tool to do some micro adjustments. You can scan this for a quick demo on how to use your tool. It also comes with this screwdriver head and then how you can get out the knife blade. You can use this for the knife blade to safely remove your knife blade. I'm not that worried about that. All there is to it is just like that. But for some people, that could be very useful. And then I guess the hardest thing is, yeah, just getting space enough and putting it back in. Now, I think Roxon has done such an excellent job with this little tool. They have this button where you can get quick access. We already talked about how you can take these tools out. On my particular version, it comes standard with the package opener, the can opener, this knife, the great set of scissors. You can lock and unlock. You can lock this so that the tools don't fall out. And then unlock it, use it like that. And then in the back, we do have this 4mm bit driver. Now, this is not double-sided. This is just your standard 4mm bit driver. Really, really cool that it does lock. This is a fantastic size. I think a lot of people will be really, just excited to have this size of tool in their pocket. And the brand new colors are gray, sort of a desert tan, and this orange. And this orange looks really nice. I really like this. It's not a super bright orange, but it's not dull, ugly orange either. I think it's about just right. So pretty happy with what Roxon is doing with this tool. One of the things that I forget about Roxon, especially this mini companion, is that some of these do have scale tools now. And in this one right here, we find the toothpick on this side, also the tweezers on this side. So pretty neat that Roxon has realized, hey, people really do like extra tools in their handles, and they have stepped up and innovated. Now, I think Roxon is being really smart with these collar changes. With Leatherman, it's a little frustrating because Leatherman isn't really introducing a lot of new tools very quickly, but Roxon is. And so the collars make sense. You have modular tools. Why not have a lot of choices with colors? So I do like that. I like the 25-year warranty. I like the continual innovation. So I like how Roxon keeps improving their quality. We get upgraded knife blades. Now this one isn't necessarily, but on the other models, you have the D2 steel, and there is just so many options. They are continually making their system better and better and better. For $39, you are getting a fantastic little tool. Really, really cool what Roxon is doing. Now, let's go ahead, since we've been talking about Roxon, let's jump in. And quickly, I'm going to look at some of the competition in the, I guess you would call it single handle or a half multi-tool. Not all these, most of these aren't necessarily half multi-tools, but they are smaller, similar to the Flex either Companion or the Mini Flex Companion. Now we'll start with a more expensive premium multi-tool. This one is from Tacray, and the price will scare you. I'll tell you it in a little bit. First of all, I want to list some of the reasons why I really like this tool. So I have so many tools, sometimes I almost forget about this tool. And so tonight I thought about this and I thought I'm going to pull this out and just start carrying it. And I realized why I love this. This is one of the few tools that actually has a very smooth operation. This right here basically just like falls shut. I really love how Tacray fiddled with just the engineering of this to make it extremely smooth. You have to have this in your hands to really understand how nice it is. Now, probably one of the easiest comparisons is if you guys have had the Ozark Trail, the orange knife from Walmart. That seems to be almost like a copy of some of the more very expensive knives. That one right there, sort of the knife, the blade drops closed. That's sort of how this almost feels like. That's a $10 knife. This is $80 multi-tool, but not only does it have a knife blade, it has this bottle opener, can opener, rope cutter, screwdrivers on here. Also, if you hold this in, you do have a flashlight right here. So that's pretty cool. Another feature of this tool is that it has this clasp breaker that you can take out. Also, you can swap this pocket clip so it's on either side for those who want it on the reverse side. I really like how you can get this not only in the base version, but in a titanium version as well. It starts out at $80. It does go up to $150, so it does get a little pricey really quick. But I like the idea. It may be too expensive for 90% of you guys out there, but if you handle one of these, you do understand why it is a delight to handle. And since this was sent to the channel to test out, I really have enjoyed carrying this. Very cool. Now, going to the other end of the spectrum is this Wii Tactics. This is the MT28P. This is on sale right now for $15. There is this SIM card ejector tool, the really nice 4mm bit driver, which I really like, the knife, the scissors, which are okay, and then the bit storage at the bottom right here. Everything is locking. You can lock and unlock, and then just fold it in right here. There is this place for the keychain attachment. Really nice little tool. I'm really fascinated by the design of the bit driver. I really like how they make it look more tactical. This is, the case right here, is something we have seen, but recently I've been noticing this year, Chinese companies are taking designs that have been around for maybe 5 to 10 years, and they're upgrading them and making them look a lot nicer. And that is exactly what has happened here. So I really like how they have changed this up, made it new and exciting, even added this bit kit here at the bottom with the magnet. Really nice. This is the MT28P, pretty nice, from Wii Tactics rather, for $19. Now, looking at more of a premium multi-tool is the Zen multi-tool from Design. This comes in at $89. Not only is the knife blade 440C stainless steel, but everything else is except the frame of it, which is titanium. This is made of a lot better material. It is machined a little bit better than a lot of other multi-tools, and you can tell that even the 1/4-inch bit driver locks not only closed, you can't just access it, it doesn't just flop out, you have to press this button, but it locks in a 90-degree angle and then fully open right there. So this is no Gerber armbar. For about $40 more than the Gerber armbar, you get premium material. Now, with this right here, it does feel just a little bit rattly, even though it's made a lot better. There is still a little rattle because this is a modular multi-tool. It does have a set of pliers. Now, with these right here, they are machined really well, but I do find it a little frustrating trying to get it in this little tiny place right here. And then, yeah, there we go. We've got the pliers. We can close that up. Just for example, if you wanted to take the knife blade out, what you could do, actually, we'll go ahead and do it this way. What you could do is you could get this out here and then press down, and then the knife blade right there would slide out. So then you put it in there and then snap that back into place. Now with the Zen multi-tool, what you can do is undo this lever and then access these tools fairly easily right there. Put the lever back into place right there after you've got the awl out of the way. and then you can access these tools. Now, I've already talked, I think, about the pliers, how they sort of fall out of this little notch. There is on mine this almost like a chisel screwdriver with the ruler markings, depth gauge, the awl, and then the knife. I do feel like the mechanics of this multi-tool are a little bit harder to learn than Roxon. Not a huge fan of that. I do appreciate, however, that they really tried to make a better grade multi-tool. I do think there might be a little bit of work still left in the design. Now, the next two multi-tools are from GHK, and usually they're around the $20 to $40 price point, somewhere around there, if you can find them. They disappear fairly quickly. I find them, and then it seems like they're gone, and even their names change sometimes. This one right here actually has a glass breaker at the end. It does have this place where you can put a 1/4-inch bit driver, has this rope cutter, which is interesting. Locking tools, serrated blade, scissors, awl, can opener, bottle opener, wire bender, and knife. Pretty nice with this pocket clip on the side. This one right here is a little bit of a larger version of like an expanded Gerber armbar. This nice 1/4-inch bit driver, can opener, wire bender, the knife, the scissors, the nice pocket clip, glass breaker on the end. Again, everything locking. Both of these are really nice tools. I really like what GHK is doing lately. And I just recently saw even a new multi-tool they're coming out that I think, a couple new ones that I think will, I don't know if they'll revolutionize the tool market, but they will make it perhaps a lot better. So make sure to keep tuned as we keep reviewing these tools. And then we do have the Decoyu multi-tool. This is the Decoyu D4. This has a lot going for it. Not only does it have the tweezers in the frame right here, you do have this small knife, diamond file, regular file, set of scissors, can opener, bottle opener, this nice knife, and then the full 1/4-inch bit driver. Now with this Decoyu D4, obviously it takes some pretty strong design cues from the Leatherman Free series, but I do love that they've added the 1/4-inch bit driver to it. I like the tool set. I think they've done a really excellent job for around $40. You can get many different other versions by Byberry. They pretty much look all the same, maybe mossy oak. Sometimes one version is cheaper than the other, even though I think pretty much they're all manufactured in the same factory, so be aware of that. There is a slot where you can add glow-in-the-dark compound in there if you so wish. Now, Decoyu also sells the R1 light that has a flashlight at the end. I need to charge mine up. I do not have mine charged right now. It has this Leatherman bit style driver, and you can have an extra bit right there. It is sold out at the moment on Decoyu's website. Scissors, long knife right there, and then the whistle and the ferro rod here at the end. It's pretty much of a minimalist tool set, again for around $40. I have only seen this for sale, I think, on Decoyu's website right here. Pretty nice little tool. Now, these are not the only tools that are competitors to Roxon. Obviously, Nextool has some tools, and we'll be talking about theirs a little bit later. But these are some of the new and exciting tools that are really pretty cool. And not only is Roxon doing some neat things, but also in the multi-tool world, it's not just plier-based multi-tools that are interesting or fascinating anymore. There are a lot of really cool designs. So make sure to check some of these out.